Yo, how's it going, folks? We're a bit late today to start. You know, we do happen to be late once in a while. It's not every day that we're late, so today's gonna have to make do. What happened to Baby Steps 2? Wait, who got sent to the glue factory? What's going on? Who got sent to the glue factory? But folks, how we're doing? Wait, I think Stream Elements is. Hey, what is Stream Elements posting? Whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't add any of that. Stream Elements just injected. Oh, Stream Elements, you shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I have no idea, but it's that's coming off like now. Where is it? Well, it's not here. Did someone type something for it to come out? It's not even in Stream Elements. Oh, did someone type docs? Exclamation docs. No, someone typed exclamation docs. That's what it picked up. Because that's the callback for it. Not anymore. It's gone and it's saved and it's never coming back. It just brings up a trigger. Find the Stream Elements documentation here. But it's gone. It's been nuked. It's never coming back. I did do a cool unboxing today, and I'm going to post it live as soon as I finish the stream. Really cool stuff. Hope you enjoy it. So you got that to look forward to after the stream. But I think it came out quite nice. The collector's edition was really, really nice. Someone's trying to hack into my Stream Elements. Taz, and his name begins with S and ends with an E. All I'm saying, I'm not going to single that person out because obviously there's no point. But somewhere in the middle of their name, there's a V as well. But, you know, I'm not going to go anywhere near there. There's also a T in the name. But I think I'll stop there. Susanna, that would work if I said an F instead of a V. S. Devin. Hey, that could work. But the wonders and joys of the gaming world. It is it's been an interesting week, hasn't it? So Grand Theft Auto has been delayed till 2040, I guess now. After the reports of, I mean, if they really wanted to delay the game, there are easier ways to do it than saying, than orchestrating a boiler explosion. I'm just going to put it out there that there are easier and simpler ways to go about this. If you really need to delay your game, there are easier ways to go about delaying it than a, boiler explosion. I mean, kudos for the creativity. I'm just saying that it's getting a bit silly now. I get it, Susano, but you can just say that it's being delayed because it's not ready. You don't have to go and blow a whole building up just for the sake of it. Hey, look, at some point, I expect them to go and do what BioWare did and go and cut the whole internet line going to the building. Yeah, that's what BioWare did. When they were going live with Anthem, they couldn't take the onslaught anymore that was coming their way. So as the pre-scheduled stream was going live, someone went out and dug up the internet cable and cut it, apparently. So apparently the whole building had no internet. They even went around and started taking pictures and posting the pictures to prove that someone had dug up the internet cable and cut it. It's hilarious, right? But all I'm saying is, right, there are simpler ways. You could just turn around and say, look, folks, we have to cancel for this week. We'll be back next week. We're really sorry. Done. Just like this one. There are ways to go about this. You don't have to do it. Hey, be nice. How's it going? Banisher said he will finally overcome his fear of snakes this year by playing Assassin's Origins. I mean, he's already played the best Assassin's Creed and the only true Assassin's Creed, and that's Shadows. He doesn't need to play anything else. Shadows is the one and only true Assassin's Creed. Nothing else comes close to it. But yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of leaked footage for GTA. Obviously, people covering it are getting DMCA'd and whatnot, so I ain't even going to show any pictures because of that. But a lot of it looks pretty. I don't know. Was anyone truly impressed by what they saw? We can talk about it, I guess, but loads of leaked footages just burst online. I guess when the boiler exploded, so did all the information leaked onto the internet with the explosion, right? It's all over Twitter, Leaf. Just driving about, gunfights, walking into shops, and everything. No, I can't show it. People, they're copyright striking everyone that's doing it, so no, I can't show it. But you can go onto social media on Twitter, and it's all there. I'm guessing that's what happened with the boiler explosion. It exploded, and then kind of everything went onto social media. Or maybe it was used as a guise. But yeah, lots of footage of it online. If you go and check it out, you'll see a lot of it. But man, it's interesting. What's going on here? No, it's fine. I don't think it's that far out, but at the same time, like looking at the images and the videos, there wasn't anything that actually said to me, "Man, you better be really excited for this." I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me. Hey, great Manad. Oh man, it's been a long day, long day. I did a lot of farming in 14 today. You'll be happy to know, Susano, that I went from eye level 690. I'm now 750. I did so much farming over the past five days, I guess, just so I can get ready for that Monster Hunter fight. It's so the next time we go live with 14, that Monster Hunter fight will be done. Man, I even capped all my weekly points on Monday. It's been a hell of a last few days. I've also really been enjoying Silent Hill 2. That's been a lot of fun. I think I'm almost through the hospital now. So, is there a showcase happening tomorrow? Does anyone know? I've got this kind of vague thing in my head that there's something happening tomorrow, but I don't remember. I know on Thursday we've got the Dev Direct, but is there anything happening tomorrow? Next time he goes, it will never be a new character. Although I might use a Fantasia and turn my dude into a waifu. That could happen. That could happen, right? I think everyone agrees that that would be a good idea. Although then I kind of have to decide whether it's going to be a Hume or a Mikote. These are very difficult decisions. Does Final Fantasy VII come tomorrow? Let's have a look. Have you seen the amount of people port begging for Fable on the social media channel? Oh, it's bad. It's bad. You got Switch owners port begging. You got PlayStation owners port begging. Hell, you got Steam Bros port begging. Even though they're getting it, I don't get it. That one I didn't get. That one was confusing. Remake is on the 22nd. Do you think that they're going to show Final Fantasy VII Remake on Thursday and then say, right, go buy it. It's available right now? I can kind of see that. Arknight Enfield is going, yeah, I've signed up to that. I think I pre-ordered it on PlayStation. You get like a 10 pull and stuff like that. So obviously I have to wait until the 22nd to play it, but we can check out the trailer. There should be a full-on trailer for that available now. Man, did any Vital, did you see Amiaf's cinematic trailer? That's crazy. That was so OP. Yeah, I get it, but this is Xbox, and they want to cement their relationship with Square Enix. I think this would be like that one more thing, go buy it now kind of thing. Or as a side note, just adding it in there that it's now available. Go buy it. It's going to be interesting to see how the sales go for it though, because I don't know. Like I've already played it. I've got no intention of replaying it. I've played Integrate as well. So, I feel like they missed the opportunity and the window for me to purchase it. But for those that haven't, it'll be interesting to see how the sales actually go for this. Steve said he's buying it, so that's one sale. Leaf is buying it on PlayStation, so he's already defected. Long-standing complaint with Xbox is there aren't enough JRPGs. It is, but if you release it in the state it's at right now, where it's just there's no, I don't know. I don't feel like there's any hype or fanfare. I mean, is there any real hype or fanfare for video games anymore? I don't know. I just don't see the same level of excitement anymore. But hey, maybe that's just me. At least Square Enix or Xbox isn't going out their way to jerry rig boilers to create fake excitement. So, xCloud, I did release a video on this, but apparently an ad-supported version of xCloud is coming, and I've seen a number of people turn around and actually get annoyed with this, including Steve's favorite, Cole Eastwood. The one that Steve, supports and keeps in business, his best friend, his buddy. I don't really see the problem with a free tier having ads before you start a game. Apparently, he says it's a slippery slope. Well, it's not in the paid version, so if you don't want ads, you pay for it. If you don't care about the ads, then you kind of get the free tier. I mean, what did people expect was going to happen? They're going to give it to you for absolutely free. You're Infinite. You're only thinking about like the mainstream countries. What about the poorer countries? They will definitely lap this up. Look at the free tier on GeForce Now. There's almost always a queue going into it to play your games, especially on the popular ones. So people are clearly using it. It's not that no one's using it. Enough people are using it for there to be queues, right? So I don't see a problem with this personally. The way I see it, if you want to, if you want to turn around and have no ads, you pay and get the full service, right? Well, obviously, it's going to be time limited. It's 1 hour per session. Well, people are assuming it's 1 hour per session. Everyone's basically going by the GeForce Now model, which is 1 hour. You get an ad at the start, and that's it. But who knows what Microsoft is going to do? And obviously, once it gets really busy, the paid people are going to come first. But that's a no-brainer, right? That's to be expected. Expecting anything otherwise is ludicrous. But again, I'm not seeing the negative of this. People are saying it's negative. I'm still not seeing a problem with that, Steve. If you don't want the ads, pay $60 a year and then you don't get any ads. Or whatever Essentials is now. But if you want it free, there's a cost to it. And that is 3 minutes of your time. I don't see a problem with that. Those ads. Can you imagine? Oh no, it's just the way you said it. It came out like there would be a you had a problem with it. I'm just saying I don't see that as a problem. And if you don't, then all good. Don't forget, text is difficult to interpret half the time. Was it Paramount or Netflix that started putting ads in their paid tiers? No, it's Amazon. Amazon have gone complete screwballs. You paid what, 95 quid for the whole year for Amazon Prime, and then you get ads as well? That takes the piss. I totally abused the next day delivery though, so that's kind of okay. No, it's. I think. I mean, I reckon it is going to be 3 minutes. I'm just gonna, put the Amazon Prime on my kid's name. He uses a student loan, not student loan, student account. Get some discount on it. But yeah, £95 and you still get ads. And the cheek is they want £3 a month to take the ads away. So they basically create a problem and say, hey, here's the solution, give us more money. It's almost like what YouTube has done, right? YouTube turned around and said, hey, what we're going to do is make the ads so unbearable so you can all sign up to YouTube Premium and then solve the problem. It's like, wait a minute, you created that problem. It wasn't so bad before. It was tolerable. And then you make it intolerable and then provide a solution that costs money. I'm not surprised people are using hacked versions of YouTube just to get circumvent it. Yeah, for me it goes down as expenses. So it doesn't, for me it's okay. I don't know. I've seen a couple of ads which was I thought quite good. Have you seen that new taco advert? It starts off like a Fallout advert where where you go into a fridge or a fridge and you're supposed to stay safe. And then it shows what would happen in a nuclear explosion. And the radius of it is like 30 miles. And it says if you're just inside it, what will happen is it will propel the fridge and you'll land right in front of a taco restaurant. So you can take a swig and take the edge off. I thought that was advertising on point. I thought that was really good. I did not see that coming. I thought that was pretty good. I thought you were done with a CGI GoPro. I don't know. I just thought it was really funny. Yeah, I agree, Graham. And as long as they don't interfere with paid subscriptions, it's fine. But if it's on a free tier, and a lot of people are having a problem with it being on the free tier, and I don't quite understand why they've got a problem with it. Like I said, I saw Colt Eastwood arguing with Jez Corden about this. And to me, I think this is a great move. This just allows Microsoft to get people through the front door and then upsell them to the next tier. Sick of 1 hour gameplay sessions? Don't want any ads? Move up to Essentials and enjoy all this. Or maybe an Essentials Lite that basically doesn't have any of the games on it and just gives you the cloud gaming on its own. Something like that. I don't know. I think this is a good thing. I think it will get more people gaming and more people just doing cool stuff. That's my opinion anyway. But hey, what do I know? I'm just I think they'll limit it to 720p too. Yeah, they probably will. But again, it's free. At least it's not 540p, right? Be nice. I know, man. I know. I don't get it. I want a burger to eat, but I don't want to pay for an argument. I mean, that's an argument I can get behind. All right. Everyone in chat that believes all Assassin's Creed games should have an ad before the game starts, when you pause it, before every cutscene, and at the end of the game, say I, or just put one in chat. I think everyone can agree that this should happen. It would make the game exponentially better. There you go. At least someone agrees with me. Would I watch the ad to get the burger for free? Yeah, I would. I'm all for winding. What if like the first boss was like a Big Mac and then the second boss was a burger, a Whopper meal? Then the third boss was like a KFC bucket. Fourth boss was like a Pizza Hut pizza, ham and pepperoni. Then the final boss was like all of them combined in like some Megazord Power Rangers type monstrosity. I'm telling you how to delete the game. Stop. So, who's excited for this game? HIghguard. Apparently, it launches in 1 week. This was the game that Jeff Keighley was so proud of. Did you know that the company that made this game, I don't know who it is, but apparently they turned around to Jeff and said that they're not going to pay a penny towards this one, the final slot, because they believe that it would be a privilege for Jeff Keighley to show this game. And he accepted. HIghguard of all games. No wonder Hideo Kojima was pissed. That's all I'm saying. At the Game Awards, now I get why Hideo Kojima turned his back on Jeff. I think this game is dead. I think it's not even happening. Apparently, Infinite in 1 week. Apparently, it's coming out in 1 week. Hey, Project Scorpio. Something like that. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, 26. I mean, Marathon is selling well. It's the second. The deluxe edition is the second best-selling game right now on PlayStation. So good or not, people are buying it. I don't know if you mentioned this, but speaking of Hideo Kojima, I think Death Stranding 1 going back to Game Pass is getting ready for an Xbox release later in the year for Death Stranding 2. I haven't mentioned it yet, but it was something that was going to come up. But yeah, I agree. I think Death Stranding 2 will come this year, later down the road. Do you think Nix has been quietly helping the developers of Returnal Saros get the game ready for a day and date release with PC? Well, Returnal, apparently there's a build for Returnal already working on Xbox, but apparently Sony stopped its development. So I'm not sure. That's according to Detective Seeds anyway. He knows of a build existing. Hey, Richard Malian, thank you so much for the £2 super sticker. I appreciate you, my dude. Thank you so much. How are you, fella? Long time no see. I hope your time off was good. At this point, I don't even think Sony's going to give me a free copy of Marathon. They're just going to say no. The game will shut down before you can boot it. They're just going to be like, nah, you're good. You are good. We're okay with this one. We're just not going to do it. But where was it? Where was it? Do I have it here? I think so. Let's put this here for a second. I'm surprised I don't see any marketing for it. I don't think. I think the game is just dead, man. I think the game is dead. So, Developer Direct is in 2 days' time, right? So, the Fable team are out there replying to everyone, being super excited. You know, they're really pushing the whole fanfare with this on social media, which leads me to believe that they're really confident in what they're about to show. Either that or they're extremely sadistic and masochistic. But I said I really have high hopes for Fable. This has to hit, and I have faith. And so they responded with, "We can't wait to share more with everyone during Dev Direct." And then it started with the whole protagonist. Hopefully, day one release on PS5 Pro. Fable 2 Steam port. Switch 2. Like, what? They just started they just came out. I was like, my guys, just let's just see the game. Let's see it in all its glory. But I feel like they're confident enough in the game themselves. They are, unlike previously with other showcases or whatever, companies aren't really that forthcoming, but they're kind of sticking their neck out to get people hyped for this. The same with the Forza team, Forza Horizon 6. They are doing the same as well. So I feel like both of those games are going to really blow us away. Not like that. I mean, expectation wise. This isn't no National Lampoon's Treasure. So yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to this. Too much hype always leads to disappointment. Yeah, I can get that, but I feel like if you are confident in your product and your product is good and you know that it's going to impress, then flaunt it, man. And that's exactly what they're doing, which tells me that they are really confident in what they're going to show. Normally, when you're not confident, you kind of stay quiet and you just kind of push it out there and hope for the best. But these guys are really confident. So to me, that's a good thing. This is not tomorrow. This is the next day. Dev Direct is at 6 p.m. GMT, so we will be starting early on the Thursday, just as a heads up. Probably around anywhere between 5 and 5:30, which means we may finish a little early, or I might play a bit of more of Silent Hill 2. I don't know. We'll see. But probably go as far as we can with the whole thing and then see where we're going to be at. 10 a.m. PT, 1 p.m. ET. I guess ET and EST are the same. I can never get American times right. There's too many different time zones. I think Marathon has got bigger problems, right? Uh, that's what I'm aiming for, Leaf. Yeah, that's what I'm aiming for. I get that, Infinite. That's all good. Just don't come out with a batter name dropping another game when you showcase your game. Do you think there are going to be 3 unannounced games being shown to? I know there's going to be one. We know there's going to be one. I think there's going to be at least another 1 or 2 more. I don't think they're going to leave it with just the 4 games. I think they're going to showcase at least 5, but we could get like a teaser drop for the 6th one. Yeah, I think there'll be 5 and like a teaser for the 6th one. The 4th game is supposed to be Killen. I can never pronounce this, so I'm not even going to bother try. It's by Double Fine, I believe. So someone in chat should be happy with that. I think that's how you spell it. Ugh. Well, the odd thing about Fallout, right, is this. So if we go over to here, so you've got Fallout search, and then these come up, right? But then someone found this. Now, whether this is real or not is unknown. Now, Jets Corden is saying this is not real at all. It's fabricated. It's fake. I don't know. But apparently, if it is real, someone has been playing Fallout New Vegas, whatever it is, for 43 hours, and they can't post a review of it because it's not released yet. So it is probably fake. I don't know, but I thought I'd mention it anyway because I know people love their little nuggets of information of rumors. So, like I said, I don't think it's real. Even Matty Play says, as much as I want this to be real, I think people are setting themselves up for disappointment. I suppose things could have changed, but we've had so many reports and leaks before this week saying that Fallout 3 New Vegas remaster content is still pretty far away. This isn't a thing, I promise ye. So he's openly saying, ain't happening. You've got this over here. Not sure what this is actually supposed to signify. But yeah. Hey, Grayman, I'd take it easy, buddy. Nah, we would have heard something about Stellar Blade, I think. It says 12 games at the bottom, but that's also like combinations, right? Fallout Shelter isn't showing here, and a bunch of others. This is just like, where's the other versions of Fallout 4? And you got Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, and right? Started about 40 minutes ago. Yeah, well, exactly 41 minutes ago. It has 10. I mean, who knows, buddy? We only have like 48 hours to go before we find out for sure. That's funny, right, Jesse? Ah, you checked. Okay. We never wait for the official announcement, Steve. There's no fun in that. It was an interesting conversation, Darren. I hope you enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed the conversation, so I thought I'd make a video on it. But I gave no names. I don't like name dropping stuff. What's in 40 minutes? No, I said we started 40 minutes ago. I'm betting Forza is September. Didn't we already have it leaked that it's coming earlier? Because apparently it appeared in game. I think Crimson Desert is going to flop. I think that game is going to be so forgettable. I don't know. If they go down the route of Black Desert Online, I just don't think it's going to work out. That's my personal opinion. I reckon there's a good chance Wolverine is going to get pushed to 2027. It's going to be a late call, but I think Wolverine is going to go to next year. What's going on here? One thing I did. Oh God. Oh God. My kid's going through a midlife crisis and he's only just turned 18. Oh God. Chat, what am I gonna do? Let's see. Where's this pie? Golden Sun. What a great game. Wasn't it in Golden Sun that you could turn around and say that when you get to the church right at the start of the game, it might have been Golden Sun 2 or 3, I can't remember, or it could have been the first. But you can turn around to the priest and say, no, you don't want to take that journey, and you complete the game. I'm pretty sure it was one of them. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Do you know what, Leaf? It's actually taken me a second to see the pie, but I now see the pies. That actually looks really nice. I'm not a huge waffle fan, so I would have gotten rid of the waffles and put maybe I don't know, maybe a couple of streaks of bacon instead. The roasted potatoes are good. Beans are fine. Purple cabbage is good. Yeah, I think outside of the waffles, everything looks good. You know what? Mashed potato. There's just too much potato on there, right? That you got the roasted potatoes here. Those are roasted potatoes, right? I'm guessing that's what it looked like, and I think that's fine. I guess you could have added a bit of mash and cut down on these, but I think the waffles are overkill. You could do with, like, I don't know, either like some sausages or couple of streaks of bacon and a bit of gravy. A bit of gravy would have been nice. That is a great breakfast. That is what you call a good breakfast. Get rid of the waffles, add a couple of streaks of bacon, put a bit of brown sauce on there. You're already done. Right? What you mean? This is good food. And look, no one needs the Marmite, all right, Steve? I agree with you. Mushrooms would have actually gone nice with this. Bit of mushroom, a roasted, a cooked tomato, and some bacon, man. Get rid of the waffles and add the mushrooms, add the bacon. You're spot on. Amazing breakfast right there. So, what did your mum think of my thoughts on your breakfast? What is it with? Nah, I don't want no. We don't need no pudding with this. Wait, we haven't actually asked the most important question. Yo, Leaf, what's in the pies? What's in the pies? Because we haven't actually asked. That's the important question. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near blood pudding. No, I know it's dinner. I'm just teasing. But no, what pie is it? A chicken and vegetable pie? Okay. So what you're saying is there's no ham and pineapple in there. Is that what you're saying, Leaf? Because obviously the best pizza ever made is a ham and pineapple pizza. Can you imagine a pie with ham and pineapple? That could work, right? That could work. Do you know what, Jesse? I haven't had tea in a long time. Now that you mentioned it, I kind of want tea. What do you mean, Ghosty? And see, Susano says it's very good. So there, ham and pineapple pie. That's what we're making next, and we're gonna try it out. Maybe if the missus can make a ham and pineapple pie, I'll try it live on stream and see if it's any good. You get to see my reaction digging into a fresh ham and pineapple pie. Leaf, it's dinner. They're just weird. They're just weirder. The Northerners are just weirdos, and they kind of have some form. I don't know. Maybe they were knocked on their heads a few times when they were, given birth to, and they got tea and dinner mixed up. It's a common thing over there, so I wouldn't argue with them. It already exists. It's called the Hawaiian pizza. Oh no, we know the pizza. I'm talking about a pie. I know Ghosty is definitely ready for a ham and pineapple pie. I wonder what Leaf's mum thinks. Leaf, what does your mum think? Ham and pineapple pie. What? Mate, you got a scouser among you, and you're saying educated. No offense, Ghosty. I have way too many friends that live in Liverpool. Ghosty will never. She says it sounds good. Ham and pineapple pie because she likes the pizza. Let's go! That's what I'm talking about. It's happening, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Sanchez, how's it going? It's happening, boys. I got the go ahead. I got the green light from Leaf's mum. So we definitely got to try this out now. We've got to find it. I mean, after I saw that there's actually a Marmite pizza, there has to be a ham and pineapple pie. We've got to try this. What if you get apple pie and put ham inside it? Apple and ham pie. I see you're getting more exotic and creative with this. You think idiots just happen upon free lawnmowers? That was a pretty good job we pulled off, Ghosty. That's all I'm saying. Not agreeing or denying, accepting or denying anything, not admitting to nothing, but it was a pretty good job. Get a bottle of durian extract, open it up. Why is that, Power Boss? Baked beans is better than pork and beans. Wait, you're getting less. How can it be less? How is baked beans better than pork and baked beans? So Oliver Darko says, I think Sony would rather introduce a new PS5 Pro redesign and extend the life cycle than launch a PS6 for $1,200. and lose billions of dollars in the transition. My question is, how many people here realistically believe, after people paid $800 for the PS5 Pro, that they wouldn't pay a few $100 more and get the PS6? No, beans is, well, I don't know what it's like in the US, Infinite, but here, Heinz baked beans is awesome. A dual stream. Send me a DM after the stream and let's talk about it. And I'll help you out if you need anything. Why are we on about this now? No, I'm just curious. Like, these people were already happy to pay $800 plus. You know, if you $800, and they bought the stand, they bought the drive, so it was $800 plus, and then you got tax on top of that, right? So that was probably closer to 900. Are you telling me that people wouldn't be prepared to pay an extra 100 to 200 now to get the PS6? Like, they already opened that Pandora's box when they bought the PS5 Pro. They know that people will pay for it, regardless of whether it's good, bad, or just useless, right? They know that the Sony community will buy it. So I don't see why they think that it's not going to happen, because I actually think it will. People are willing to pay for it. It's got to be Heinz Beans, man. Man, where's Jess Corden when you need him when we're talking about beans? That guy is like an encyclopedia for beans. He has beans for everything. Yeah, I know, man. I know. But I can see that being a realistic price. I can see Magnus being somewhere near there as well. Unless things continue to escalate in price. I'm expecting the PS5 and PS5 Pro, and the Series X to go up in price, and the Series S over the course of this year. I'm expecting another price increase. People thinking that these consoles are going to come out for $500 are mental. Like, the average PlayStation fan thinks that the PS6 is going to come out at $500-$600. That there's something not right there. The Switch 2 will increase in price as well. I think Nintendo kind of pre-planned with the price for the Switch 2, and they priced it high deliberately, knowing that this might happen. And so I think they're in a little bit of a better position. But even then, their prices are going to go up. How's it going, Harry? But honestly, like, there's this post here. Where is it? I think this is actually an old post by Bezos. It might not be, but there's this post here. Jeff Bezos claims that in the future you will not buy a gaming PC. You will only rent computing power in the cloud to play games online. He called it inefficient and predicted it won't last, saying people will instead rent computing power from the cloud, much like buying electricity today. Now, I think we're ways away from this, and I know people hate change, but I can see in the next 10, 15 years this becoming a lot more of the norm. A lot more people will be using cloud to do a lot of their stuff. I've been saying this for quite some time, and this kind of goes back in this. Eventually, things are just going to price themselves out of the market, and what you're going to have is essentially just the cloud doing all the heavy lifting. No. But I've been saying this for ages. I mean, I already said before I showed this. I think this is really old. But I've been saying this for a long time, that cloud is the future. And I still stand by that. It's just we don't have the infrastructure for it today in order to do it. And Microsoft giving away their cloud rights for 10 years to Ubisoft kind of coincides with that as well. They're hoping that by the time they get all of their IPs back for cloud gaming from Ubisoft and whatever, they'll be able to do their own thing, and it will be a lot more mainstream. They're still pushing out xCloud to countries that don't have it. There's so many countries out there that Microsoft or Sony, for that matter, haven't penetrated yet. So, to go into a full cloud system, just we're not there yet, and we are at least a decade away, if not more. But I do see that if the way things are going, it's kind of their way of trying to force more people. Who's that?
I'm trying to check his foot because I think he took his thing off.
What, stitches?
Yeah.
Is he bleeding?
He's not bleeding, but I can't tell if he took it off.
Well, you need to.
I can see the blue hanging off there.
If you bring it here, bring him here.
I can't. He's acting up.
Where is he?
He's behind you.
Well, put him on the sofa and then have Sev have a look. But yeah, sorry about that. If you I see this. You can see that they're kind of making this big push towards it, and it's been happening over the last year, especially. But 2026, I think, is going to be really important to see what direction they want to go in. I think, we're going to see a real big push from companies pushing more people that way. Brick, that's why I said we're like a decade away from having it be really good. I mean, Harry, it's still going to need an access point, right? True, Steve. I mean, I said 10, 15 years, Power Boss, but I'm saying at least a decade. But I think by year 15, I think they'll be ready. Obviously, this is like way like in the future, but we're seeing that push heavily now. And yes, I'm fully aware that this is something that Jez Corden brought up from a number of years ago. But it was interesting because I've been, like, you guys know that I've been consistent with this, and a lot of people have disagreed with me, and some actually got really angry with me for suggesting cloud is the future, like quite aggressive, which I don't get. It's just my opinion. But with everything the way it's going, it's almost like they're kind of doing everything on purpose to kind of funnel everything in that direction. But I think 2026 is going to be a very, very important year to see where things are headed. I think it will definitely be like the stepping stone for what's to come for the next 4 or 5 years. Apparently Starlink in the UK right now is not only cheaper than BT's internet, which is relatively quite good, but also faster. You get faster internet for, I think it's £10 a month less, according to what I was reading. I don't know how good it is. Did you see the post UK 80 megabits and 80 megabits? What the hell? Who's cheering 80 megs? Well, don't you remember people were saying that they're never going to stop using a cassette? CDs aren't going to be a thing. Then CDs became a thing, and then people were like, oh, I'm never going to use an MP3 player. Now everyone's using an MP3 player, and as you said, Now people are just using Spotify. Right? So evolution happens. And there's one thing when natural evolution takes its place, but I feel like this isn't natural. What's happening now is these big conglomerate companies have come together to kind of shape the direction things are going in, and I think it's all forced. It's the Illuminati, man. This is their big aim. This is their big end game. The Illuminati is real. I'm not crazy. And you flat earthers out there will never take me alive. Just saying that. Just putting it out there. Oh, look, we have a flat earther in our midst already. Secondary protocol. Do you still have Sony strategy from the early PS4 generation of partnerships with Samsung? This is Sony true endgame of pushing the PlayStation player base. I'm not sure, Byron. Right now, they're just interested in selling consoles. I don't even think they're interested in selling games. I think Sony's literally just interested in selling consoles and then going to their shareholders and saying, look how many consoles we've shipped. So I think that's pretty much where Sony is right now. Chaos is a lizard person. He confirmed it last week. This is very true. I do have lizard skin. It doesn't look very nice, but then again, neither does lizards. Chaos, you're analytic test. That's not true. I'm a Freemason, and I'm telling you this because I know this. You can be any other organization. But that's what a Freemason would want me to believe. You would want the world to believe that we don't exist, but the Illuminati is real. I just can't prove it because then that would ruin our secret identity. Just like how if I said I'm Batman, you wouldn't believe me. But then you haven't seen me and Batman in the same room at the same time now, have you? But I'm not going to say that I'm Batman because it might ruin my secret identity. Just going to put it out there. Petition to permaban Bruno. You know what? Let's do a poll. I don't know. I saw that and I was like thinking, that's crazy. That's some crazy talk right there. But, you know, a lot of people are looking at that and I know it's fake. But it was just weird to see number one, all the media jumping on this. I mean, this just proves, right? Because Jez Corden did publish this. What Steve said is actually true. Jez Corden did take a really old post to see if the media would jump on it. But that's not the reason why I jumped on this. I jumped on this because despite this being a number of years old, I really feel like that's what they're trying to do. No chaos, I speak the truth. That's what Masons do. That's what you want us to believe you do. Oh, no, I didn't fall in for this. I said it right at the beginning. You can rewind and see it. Listen to it yourself. I'm not stupid like these other media outlets. I made it clear that this was a thing by old post by Just Gordon. PCs don't even come with disk drives anymore, slowly stripping the need for a physical PC. I mean, every now and then I use on the TV, I use GeForce Now to run games that are basically being run on PC, and they run perfect. I get no artifacting. I mean, albeit I am running a wide connection. I'm on a 1 gigabit download, 100 meg upload, because we don't have full fiber. Well, I forgot what it's actually called now, but there's a FTN, I think it is, that gives you 1 gig up, 1 gig down. We don't have that in a lot of places in London at the moment. They're still introducing it, but I've never had an issue with it, and it just works. I don't really have any latency issues. Nothing. It's not fiber to the cabinet. What does the P stand for? It might be FTTP. Wait, that just sounds like a goddamn FTP. Hey, do you remember Dreamcast had the 33K fiber to the premises? Ah, that's what that's what it is. Instead of to the cabinet, it needs to go to the property. Yeah, a lot of properties don't have that here yet. But when they I think it's what's it called? What's that broadband company called? Oh, I forgot what they're called. They were kind of new. No, I completely cannot remember what it's called. I remember they came round and were trying to get me to switch, but we couldn't. No, it's not Net Zero. I'm just having a quick look to see if I can see them, but I'm guessing not. I can't remember their name. Community Fiber, that's the one. Took me a while to search. Took me a while to figure it. Community Fiber was the one that I was trying to sign up for, but we just don't have the connection here where I'm at. AOL, they just recently shut down, didn't they? They're gone now. Gone with the wind. You use dark fiber. So this has to hurt. Like, if you're a Destiny fan, this has gotta hurt. Like, really hurt. Bungie has basically said, hey, all you loyal Destiny fans that stuck with us through all the crap that we've done, right? So that DLC expansion that you were waiting for, yeah, that one, yeah, we're gonna delay that and release Marathon first, and so we're pushing the game that's pretty much kept us afloat and in business to the side because you don't care. You don't matter. What matters is Marathon. And so Destiny 2's next big update, Shadow and Order, is being delayed. Diablo, you're buying Marathon. I already saw your pre-order. When is the Marathon stream? Who knows? Like I was saying earlier, I think Sony's just going to contact me and say, look, we're just not going to give you a code this time, mainly because we expect the service to shut down quicker than Concord did, and call it a day. So a lot of people are asking for Marathon now to go to PS Plus. I think it's premium, not essentials, but premium at the very least. That's it. What was that pirate game on Xbox? I can't remember now. Man, my memory's gotten really bad as of late. Just responding to this Oliver guy. It's funny they think Sea of Thieves, that's the one. Season of Thieves. I like it when he tries to get a gotcha and he can't even do that. It'll do 1 million plus in the first week. It's on every platform. It just won't last. Well, it's apparently Marathon is actually number 2 right now, right? The deluxe edition, anyway, is situated at number 2 on PlayStation's best-selling games so far, and it's people are paying for it. So if they make their money and the game does shut down, I don't think anyone really cares. I don't play Sea of Thieves, and I barely use the Xbox perks. I know my kids use some of it, but I don't. I never look into it. Let me have a look. Are there any perks? My benefits, I guess. So you got Fortnite, crew subscription. You've still got Neon Genesis Fantasy Star Online 2. You got Asphalt Legends, Splitgate, Fallout 76. I might have to claim those cool little trinkets. Finals, Terminal Brigade, which I've kind of been meaning to try out, but not done yet. Animal Royale, Brawlhalla. I'm not seeing any Sea of Thieves though. Lots of other games like Smite, Rocket League, Super Bowl, Ambien. Oh, there's a Genshin Impact one. I guess I will claim the free Primo Gems from that. I didn't know they were doing it as well. I thought that was only a Sony gig. No, I'm not seeing any Sea of Thieves in here. No Sea of Thieves. There is Overwatch, if you're interested in that, Naraka Blade. What do you mean gay? How can me, like an attractive woman, be gay? Yeah, Jesse. That's what we were talking about. It's a good game. It's got a good story. I stand by that. But yeah, I'm guessing. Apparently, from what I'm been seeing earlier today, Destiny fans aren't very happy being treated as second fiddle. They expected more and a little bit more respect from Camp Bungie, and apparently, Destiny fans are now basically second-class citizens. It really does look like Bungie is putting all their eggs into Marathon. I think if Marathon does go badly, I don't see Bungie existing very long. There's nothing, and the Freemasons. Wait, what? So the Freemasons are going to steer me wrong, and there's no such thing as the Illuminati? You're not selling it, mate. You're not selling it. I know, but this must be a kick in the teeth, right? This is like, come on. This is like next level douchebaggery. Redfall is $5 on Steam. I enjoyed Redfall. I played it with Bruno and Steve for a little bit. Oh God, Skull and Bones. No, you're good with that. £35? No. I don't think it's worth £35. Ninja Theory shelved horror game Project Mara. I don't get it. Why are people saying shelved? We saw nothing of this, and for all intents and purposes, it was a concept. It wasn't really a game from everything that I've read. So how can it be shelved if it's never supposed to be a thing? But either way, the studio instead is focusing on Hellblade 3 as its next title, according to WC. So Hellblade 2 was very different to the original. Do you think that this is going to continue in the same vein as Hellblade 2? Or do you think they're going to kind of go and change it up again? Or maybe do a hybrid of the first and the second game? Raichi, what are you on about? Secondary, you think it's going to be a hybrid? I mean, the original Hellblade actually was fine, I thought. Don't show concept? Well, they didn't really show anything of Project Mara, right? It was just a concept. I think they showed a couple of screenshots, but concept art, but they didn't really show anything. It was more an idea than a game. So I think people just, I mean, we haven't seen anything of it anyway, so I don't really think it's anything. It was anything. I mean, there was nothing wrong with the direction the first game took, though. The first game, in terms of overall story, was way better than the second game. The psychosis in the first game was way better as well. The second game looked gorgeous, don't get me wrong. The voice acting was on point. I loved the game. I really enjoyed it. But I feel like the first game was better. It had better puzzles, it had better dialogue. The back and forth with her psychosis was way more, involved. I do feel like with Hellblade 2, if you replayed it and used the different narrators, which is what I did, you'll find that the storytelling is better in some cases, and you get to see the ulterior motives and the way a lot of people were tricking and abusing Senwa and how gullible she was because of her psychosis. And you kind of feel for her a lot. I think it was like, I don't know. To me, it was like really bad. Like, do you remember that scene where you go into that hut on the mountain and that guy tells you that you kind of need to go and help them out. If you listen to the version where he's narrating it, he's basically sending her off to die. And he knows it as well and doesn't really care because he just wants what he wants in case she might survive and deliver. So a lot of the crew that's around her is really selfish, but none of that is really portrayed on your first playthrough. And as you're aware, most people don't play multiple playthroughs of the game, but the game being short kind of encourages that multiple playthrough. So it's something, if you haven't done it, it might be something that you're interested in doing. I'm always a story buff in games. To me, story is paramount. It has to have like a good story. Obviously, in games like Silent Hill, there's really not much story. It's just go here, there's a puzzle, do the puzzle, move on. And yeah, so that's probably a reason why I'm not a huge fan of those games. I don't know. For me, a game needs to have a good story. I want to get invested in what's going on. Uh, Jesse, that's pretty much it, right? That's what it was. But people are taking it as, oh, it was a full horror game and it's been shelved, and oh, it's another game that's been cancelled. I just think people are just stupid at this point, man. I mean, I get that saying, Steve, and no one should ever make a game for everyone. It just never works. But personally, to me, the direction of the first game was better than the second one. So if they go back to the direction of the first one, I think they'll do better. They sold better anyway. And it was better received as well. Who knows? Maybe they'll want to use it sometime in the future. Can you get Bruno or Steve to help you out on Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition co-op campaign? Maybe one day. It's how PS5 blows. He lies. He still hasn't built my camp. He carries no one. Probably Leaf. One of my biggest issues with Silent Hill is that they don't ever show you the true end, like the multiple endings. I've never liked that. I don't like any game that has multiple endings unless you can save at the end of just before the final boss and say, "Hey, here's a direction you can go and get this alternate ending." Like Persona 4, I think it was Persona 4 Golden. There's a point where you get to, and if you save it there, I think the rest of the game is like 2 hours long or 3 hours long, or maybe it's like an hour. I can't remember now. It's been a long time since I played it. But you could, by making a couple of different choices, you take a different branch to the ending. I can probably do that. But then you've got stuff like Stellar Blade, which is a single save, and they want you to replay the game 3 times to get all 3 endings. Thankfully, I managed to kind of jerry rig my way for 2 of the endings, but the third ending requires you to speedrun it, and I just can't be bothered with that. Yeah, I'm kind of playing that offline. I don't know how fun that is for people to watch. with the pace that it goes at, I just don't see it being that interesting. Game Pass is getting a bunch of games. As we're aware, Death Stranding finally is coming to the PC version and cloud. So I guess maybe now it's going to become Play Anywhere. But if you're looking at what's coming exclusively only to Premium, to Ultimate, it is Indica and Mio Memories in Orbit. Now, if you're a premium owner, you're quite well taken care of, because outside of Indica and Mio, where is that? Is Mio even here? I'm not seeing it. Everything else here is pretty much going to premium. You've only got two that's basically PC only, which is this one over here and this one, Roadcraft. So I feel like on the Ultimate spectrum, kind of getting a little shafted this time around. I'm not sure, Jesse. Yeah, I don't know. They said all this stuff that's coming this year. This is only January, so see how it goes. But it seems like a pretty lame outing for Ultimate this time around. But if you're a premium subscriber, you're going to get a lot of games. You're getting Final Fantasy II, which is arguably the worst Final Fantasy ever to exist in the history of Final Fantasy. Space Marine 2 is coming. I was actually wanting to play this, so now I've got every reason to play it, which is great. It's coming to the service. Anno Mutationum. This is one I've wanted to pick up. I might have actually picked it up. I can't remember. Ninja Gaiden, Ragebound. Obviously, Death Stranding. And Resident Evil Village. Good shit. They did. Right here. Resident Evil Village. Right here. Right here. Susanna, the source of what? Two is also the only Final Fantasy you get to beat yourself up so you can level up your skills. It had the most, idiotic battle system that ever was. There's a reason they never went back to it. Hell, even in Final Fantasy 2, my guy gets a mold, right? If you ever play it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You go to the village and apparently everyone knows that he's been mauled, and I'm like, my guys, there was no one there inside that cave when this shit happened. There's no way that people in this town already found out when I was the only one there. That shit does not happen. That does not transpire. There is some bullshit going on right here. If you've beaten it, you know exactly what I'm talking about and exactly what scene I'm talking about. That should not have happened. Final Fantasy 1 was cool. I really enjoyed that. And I loved the ending. The ending was great. No one gave two craps about you at the end. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to say. But it made canonical sense, and it actually made sense that no one gave a shit about you at the end of the game. Not even a goddamn thank you. I think the two that so I did finish Final Fantasy 11, so that was kind of done, but they've added another chapter into it. But essentially, the game is finished. 14, after the Ascian saga, I guess that was a good place to stop, because 7.0 has crippled Final Fantasy 14 from what I'm hearing from people telling me. It's been really, really slow. So the 10-year Ascian saga was good for Final Fantasy 14. In terms of the ones I haven't played, or finished, I should say, is 5, 6, and 9. And I guess 13 free. I still haven't finished 13 free. There is the after years for Final Fantasy 4 as well, and then you got Dimensions on mobile. But if we're talking numbered, then it would be after years 5, 6, and 9. I own Type Zero. It's weird. I own Type Zero on almost every platform. I haven't played it, but it's not a numbered series, so it's not hot on my list. But it is one I want to play. Yeah, so I bought the collector's edition on Xbox, I think, and then I lost it, and then I couldn't find it, and then I found the collector's edition again on PlayStation, so I bought that one, and so now I've got two of them, which is yeah, yeah, yeah. So, Resident Evil Code Veronica remake is reportedly being revealed before Resident Evil 5 remake this year, according to leaker Dusk Golem. Imagine calling yourself Golem. But Resident Evil Code Veronica could be the next remake. What do you think? I feel like the kids are making me ill. This is not a good sign. Yeah, it was like that big, right? It was massive. Am I the only one that enjoyed Resident Evil 5? I mean, albeit I did play it in co-op with an actual person, but I thought it was okay when I was playing it in co-op. Isn't number 5 where he punched the boulder? Or am I thinking of another one? Was that number 6? Has that news come back up, Moonlight? I know a hip hop gamer mentioned it months ago, but that's all I've really heard about that. That was 6. Number 5 was in Africa, and he punches the boulder. Oh, so I was right. Yeah. This story actually was awesome. Right? This is great. Just work with me here, chat. Sales for The Outer Worlds 2 are poor. Presumably less than 1 million units almost 3 months after launch across all platforms. In comparison, the first game sold approximately 2 million units during the same time. A sequel selling less is bad. Bad for the studio, publisher, and IP. I also wanted to say, yes, I understand the game reached more than 1 million players soon after launch. Yes, I understand the game is available on Game Pass. Yes, from all publicly available information, and from what I personally gathered, I presume the game has not yet sold 1 million units. So basically, he made it up just so he could get like 226 likes. There is no data on the Outer Worlds 2 sales available, so no basis to say it sold less than the first game. The tweet author admits he has no source and just made this up. So the guy comes out saying, "Oh man, this game didn't sell shit," and then follows it up with, "Yeah, I made it up." Like, I mean, oh man. I did say, wait for the second half. Yeah, Moonlight, I don't think Sony will go down the Steam route. I honestly think they don't need to. The majority of the games they want are there anyway. They get them. The odd few game that they don't get that's on PC is not really that important. Yeah, but Steve, this is even worse than that, man. This is like, yeah, I'm doing God's work, but I'm also making it up. I don't know, but that just made me laugh when he turned around and said, "Yeah, I'm just making this shit up." And I've seen Puerto Rock respond to this and not bother with the whole made up thinking you got a bad thing, and I'm like, Jesus, man, that's crazy. I don't know. It made me laugh. So, Life is Strange Reunion apparently was shown off today. It's coming March 26th. In fact, I think it's coming pretty much the same week as Marathon. And I guess I know what I'm playing. This is the emotional conclusion of Max and Chloe's saga. I'm guessing if you haven't played Double Exposure, there might be some spoilers in here on what's going on. Do you guys want to check out this trailer? I'm really excited for this. Like if they release like a trilogy box set of all three of the games, I'd buy that. But they're not going to do that. But yeah, I love the first game, and I'm playing through the second game, and it's really, really good game. I'm really liking it. So I'm definitely going to be playing this. All right, let's check it out. Let's see how bad these spoilers potentially will be. First game.
I thought the storm would be the worst thing to hit Caledon. But now, I only have 3 days to save everyone.
Help! Moses!
Oh shit! Just going back to her original powers.
Destruction, and there was nothing I could do.
You bought us time. Time that we'll make the most of.
With so many
he's
lives
still
at
alive.
stake, I need all the help
These
I
are
can
from
get.
Double Exposure.
Sophie?
In the flesh. If you saw this campus burn down, then it means it was supposed to happen. Who are you to stop it?
I know there are consequences to using your powers, but maybe this time is different.
Right when everything is falling into chaos.
Here she comes.
She walks in. Like she heard her cue. Chloe, how are you here?
Lots to discuss. Right now, I think we should run.
Chloe.
Let's go, Max!
Now we know which ending was canon.
I have memories of things that can't possibly be true. Max, did you do this?
Your visions, the fire. We'll figure it all out.
Whatever comes next, it will happen to us.
This isn't fair. You can't have come back to me just to end up here.
Oh shit. No way. It's actually priced really well as well. It's £40 for the standard, £50 for the deluxe. So the original Life is Strange had the character Max Caulfield inside it, and she was the main protagonist. Then they released like a DLC for it for the first game, and Claire was the main protagonist in that one. But that, in order for you to understand what's going on there, you kind of had to play the first game because there's a lot of backstory there building up to who this other person was. So the DLC will make sense once you've played the first game. Then you had Life is Strange 2 and Life is Strange Colors and all of these other ones. They were all kind of like fillers in there that kind of are in the Life is Strange universe, but they're not tied to the main story. Think of it like Silent Hill. You've got Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 3, which are actually related to each other in terms of chronological story. Silent Hill 2 has nothing to really do with Silent Hill 1 or the rest of the Silent Hills. It's just a separate story. Life is Strange 2 Double Exposure is where she kind of moves away from the town and no longer uses her rewind powers, but she finds new powers where she can kind of look at photos and kind of use those times when that photo was taken to go into that period and do stuff. But now it looks, and there was a choice at the end of the first game that you had to make. And the cool thing is you can do both choices if you want to, because when you load the final save point, it's literally at the point of you choosing option A or option B. So you can easily see with both endings, which is something I liked. But now, based on this game, you get to understand which one was canon. What's Max's favorite movie? Oh, hell no, I don't remember that. Yeah, the emulation possibilities on the Xbox Ally and Ally X is pretty cool. 2 was terrible. What, you didn't like Double Exposure? I thought Double Exposure is really good. What was wrong with Double Exposure? Something's wrong with the stream again? What? Oh, yes, that's right. It was Spirits Within, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember now. If I let Steve see that, he knows where I live. I'll have the SWAT team coming in, and I can't really afford to have that right now. Oh, you mean the actual second Life is Strange? Yeah, those ones were all like fillers. Banisher, I didn't really like them either. They didn't interest me. The only one that's interested me is the actual canonical versions of the games. Cool stuff. I'm buying this. I'm excited for it. I want it. And apparently it's Play Anywhere as well, so no reason not to get this on Xbox. So, a good old buddy Oliver Darko is back again, with Herman Hulst has his own set of problems and failures. But to claim he's as inconsistent as Phil Spencer is disingenuous. You can pick a statement of Hulst from the beginning of this generation and it aligns with what he said in late 2025. That's not possible. Yet, do we all remember when Herman Hulst said this? And to maybe put a few minds at ease, releasing one first-party AAA title to PC doesn't necessarily mean that every game now will come to PC. As we know, 99.9% of the games have gone. In my mind, Horizon Zero Dawn was just a great fit in this particular instance. We don't have any plans for day-and-date PC release, and we remain 100% committed to dedicated hardware. So, yeah. Their whole they don't have any plans for day one PC releases is clearly false as well, because as we know, they do release day-and-date games with their live service games. Horizon clearly wasn't just a one-off, because almost everything is gone. So I really don't get like the whole goalpost movement here. This is almost like the statement where Phil Spencer said, if you want to play ZeniMax Bethesda games, the only place to play them is where Game Pass lives. And so how is this statement any different to that? I know, that's my point. But they're saying that this isn't the same as what Phil said, or Phil does. It's exactly the same. The goalpost movement is crazy. I mean, clearly they're chasing the money, right? And from a business standpoint, that makes sense. You go where the money is. You go what brings them money again. But there is like what Herman done here, which is lied on multiple accounts here, right? And even if he hasn't lied, he's basically changed direction of what the business is doing. There is no shot that you're going to try and say that what he said here is still correct and isn't, hasn't changed at all. It was I found it quite funny. The goalpost movement from the community is insane. Because this is no different to what Phil did. Like I said, they're following the money. They clearly saw that there's more money to be made here, so they're following the money. And that's what businesses do. They like to make money. I don't think I've seen a single company outside of no-profit organizations that don't really like making money. But even they secretly, I'm assuming, like to make money. Right? I mean, that's what businesses are for, right? To make money. I don't know. This is another one of those, hey, it's okay when we do it, but not okay when you do it. So don't you come and try and tell me that. No, they're trying to say that what's happening with Phil Spencer and Herman Hulst are not the same. They're exactly the same. They're exactly the same. He went back on everything he said in this statement. Everything. Releasing one first-party AAA game to PC doesn't necessarily mean every game now will come to PC. We're only releasing 4 games, and that's it. Don't take this as the floodgates opening. It's just these 4 games, and then we will see what it means for the business. Literally the same line. In my mind, Horizon Zero Dawn was just a great fit. These 4 games are a really good fit. They've gone past their sell-by date, and going to a new audience will be able to bring new people to play it. Exactly the same thing here. We have no plans for day-and-date PC release, and we remain 100% committed to dedicated hardware. Don't expect anything else. This is all there is. Don't think that more will be coming. We'll be looking at this from a business point. Literally word for word. It's you break this down, and it's the same goddamn statement. It's the same goddamn statement. No matter how you want to break this down, it's the same exact statement. That's what I said, Diablo. They go where the money is. That would be funny because obviously these guys talk to each other, right? They're obviously not going to be in complete conflict with each other in terms of what's what, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Trying to say that this is not the same is just so disingenuous. Pretty much, Moonlight. Pretty much. So this one was actually interesting because there's actually a Valve mod going about right now, which has come into the limelight. It's the Half-Life Alyx mod, which basically turns the game into a full non-VR game. But they don't charge money for it. And Valve has said that's perfectly okay. If you want to release the mod and you're not charging for it, go ahead. Valve has generally never had a problem with mods anyway. Maybe if people start charging for it, they will. But this guy basically, and in his team, made a mod, and you can play the whole of Half-Life Alyx now without VR. So I'm actually tempted to check it out and play through. But this guy decided that he was going to charge $10 on a subscription for the mod, if I'm not mistaken. And so CD Projekt Red has issued a DMCA strike on a paid Cyberpunk 2077 VR mod after its creator refused to make it free for everyone upon the studio's request. And so the guy has basically taken it down. I think he was making somewhere in the region of about 28,000 a month, I think, something silly like that, from people paying to and it wasn't like a thing. I think it was a subscription-based model, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look. Luke Ross has contacted IGN to clarify that CD Projekt and DMCA strike occurred before he refused the company's request to make the mod free for anyone, not afterwards. Let's see. Its creator refused to make the mod. The real VR mod for Cyberpunk was created by Luke Ross, who, according to a 2022 report by The Verge, makes $20,000 a month modding PC games to run on VR headsets. His mods are locked behind a Patreon, which sparked CD Projekt Red's concern. And so, because he was making money off it, CD Projekt Red said no. So, my question to you guys is this: how do you feel about the whole CD Projekt Red turning around and saying, "Oi, Muppet, no. Hey, bullets." I mean, Susano, essentially in layman terms, he was using intellectual property that he didn't get permission to use in order to modify what was there for it to run in a certain way, and then was using the IP to the backing of the IP to sell his mod to make money without providing any royalties to CDPR. Yeah, free mods they're fine with. I think that's that CDPR was well within their rights to turn around and kind of poke him and tell him to stop. I don't really have a problem with this. You know, it says here we never allow monetization of our IP without our direct permission. Maybe if he actually went out of his way and actually contacted CDPR and said, "Hey, I'm doing this. This is what I want to do. Do you agree? Yes or no?" And if they said yes, then everything would have been good. But they didn't, and that's the problem. They kind of went ahead and decided to do the things that they wanted to do, and yeah. See, now that is a fair reason. I mean, fair. I get why they did it, but I still don't like it. If I build value on top of your game and users willing to pay, I'm not stealing, I'm extending the universe, but you need to pay royalties, right? Because without the game, your mod is useless. Should it be punished for demanding they didn't fake? I'm agreeing with CDPR here. Don't charge for mods. Instead, use it as an opportunity to get a job. Yeah, you did, Sanchez. Hey, tell us, how's it going? Yeah, but they're still using the IP to profit, right? Without the IP, then the mod is useless. Essentially, that's all there is to it, Susano. CD Projekt Red is basically saying if the mod is free, then it's happy to stay there. So if they want to make the mod for free, they can leave it up. But if they're going to charge for the mod, they have to take it down. And instead of making the mod free, he took it down. I get no one wanting to work for free. But sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles, man. Stellar Blade 2 is in development, as you guys are aware, and they've released some concept images for it. It looks like we're going to be in a lot more post-apocalypse era. So this was taken from like a realistic town. I don't know where this is exactly, but they kind of took the original image. I did have the tweet, but I seem to have lost it. It's a one-to-one rendition, but then they just obviously made it all kind of destroyed. But yeah, it looks like they're going in a similar-ish, different direction to Stellar Blade 1. Hey, Jago 6. Top-down driving game I saw recently about garbage. We went through quite a bit of stuff. We're actually getting not too far from what I have left to go through. But we went through cloud gaming, GTA 6, the disappearance of HIghguard. Did we talk about this? I don't know. I think we may have skipped over this one. But yeah, I for one am looking forward to Stellar Blade 2. I hope the game is good. I enjoyed the first one, and I'm hoping the second one is just as good. But apparently, Digital Foundry ran the latest Shad PS4 build with Bloodborne on the ROG Xbox LIX, finding we could run it faster than the FPS capped PS4, and PS5 experience. Meanwhile, Strix Halo and GPD Win 5 took us to 1080p, 60, and beyond. So, I guess 60 FPS. I don't know if it's 60 FPS on the Xbox Ally X, but it runs above 30 at least. So that's kind of cool. My kid actually tried Bloodborne and after playing Elden Ring, and he just said it wasn't very good. He actually took my old PS5 after I gave him, and I said, "Hey, maybe you might like Bloodborne or something." And he was like, "Oh, I keep hearing good things about it." And he took it, and it was like, "Nah, it's way too sluggish. Controls are horrible." And so I put it back down. He said it's nowhere near as good as Elden Ring. How many in chat agree with that statement? Hey man, Steve, everyone turns around today and says it plays fine, it plays great, no issues whatsoever. No one talks about the controls aging whatsoever. I mean, it could be the OG, but if it doesn't play well, it doesn't play well anymore, man. Some games just need an update. Talking about the whole, Ryzen AI Halo, it looks like AMD are introducing the AMD Ryzen AI Halo Mini PC, powered by Ryzen AI Max Plus that delivers desktop class AI compute and integrated graphics for running LLMs locally. Ready day one with the latest ROCm software, optimized AI developer workflows, and AI apps models pre-installed. So no NVDA graphics card needed. Looks like some people aren't happy. It doesn't seem to work with Ubuntu very well. So Linux is basically an afterthought once again. Sucks to be a Linux bro. Seems to be the end of an era. Sony is handing control of its TV division to Chinese maker TCL. Sony will retain 49% of the share, with TCL getting 51%. So Bravia TVs are no longer Sony manufactured. They are now going to be TCL owned. Yeah, my friend was telling me that he upgraded his original ROG Ally to Bazite, and he's really enjoying it. All for the low price of free game. I think Sony just realized that their TVs weren't as popular as the Samsung and LG. So offloading it probably made sense in their eyes, but I don't know, man. It does feel like it's the end of an era for Bravia TVs. On the fly to work with any CPU currently out. Keep in mind that Azure is 100% Linux. Oh, most likely. But apparently Ubuntu is having severe issues with that one. But yeah, it does seem like it's 100% don't buy Sony TVs now. They're just rebranded crap. Good old John. The final TCL I owned lasted 366 days. Want to turn on? Oh. Ah, right. Right. That makes sense. All right. So this is the last story I've got before I check out what Leaf posted. First Light is coming to Xbox Play Anywhere on May 27th for those interested. It is going to be ROG verified, or Xbox Ally verified, I should say. So regardless of where you want to play it, know that if you get the Xbox version, you are covered. Now, what is this garbage country you're sending me? Let's have a look. Garbage country. I'm going to put the volume down a little bit since you guys say there's problems with the audio. Let's have a look at this garbage country. It's a Mission Impossible game. Right. I mean, yeah, technically, yeah. All right. So, that was interesting stuff. Is there anything else that's just popped up? People are still begging Fable to provide them with an answer, and I can't wait for a couple of days. And I'm not really seeing anything else. No, not seeing anything else. Anything else you guys want to discuss? I will be hopefully back tomorrow during the day to do more Silent Hill 2 streaming. So we will hopefully finish the hospital tomorrow and move on to the next stage of whatever's there. Yeah, they are, Power Boss. They are. Hey, Vincey. Am I going to get Romeo as a Dead Man? That game did interest me. When is its release date? I don't. There's a good time till then. Yeah, at the moment, I've just found myself watching more TV than playing games. I am playing a lot of games, but I find myself just watching more than I've been playing. Explain the... That's a lot of words. I'd be here all day, and I don't want to be here all day. 10,000 words is a lot of words. Did anyone see the hybrid console that someone made? Let me show you. Let me end it on that one. There's a really cool thing. It's a hybrid of sorts. Let's see. Where is it? I thought this was quite really cool. I saw this some time ago, and it was really interesting. Let's see. There should be a video of this. Yeah, there is. There is. Quality. So I'm not sure if anyone's seen this. It's kind of cool. So this machine basically has a PS5, a Nintendo Switch 2, and an Xbox Series X built into it. And they built the whole thing. It's just such a cool little video. It should be showing. Oh wait. There you go. I have. It should be there. I'm seeing it at least. That's a lot of work to go in. They should custom molded everything. And so that's the finished product. And depending on the button you press, it's got like a switcher, and it switches between the consoles. So one box to rule them all. Now you don't have to argue which console is you want or whatever. You can just have all three of them in one console, in one box. No. This isn't the PC. This is basically, she stripped the PS5, the Series X, and the Switch 2 and put them into one box. I mean, she'd have to make it a little bigger if she wanted PC components and onboard stuff, I guess, because that barely fit like everything in there. Like if you look at where is it? When she was putting it together, where was it? You know, there's very little room for maneuver. And she's got the different LED colors for the different platforms. I mean, kudos for actually doing it, right? If you're standing up to the thermal... And it just works. No, I think it looks nice. That name though, right? Nintendo P Xbox. What's with the G? I don't get the G. What's with the G? Nintendo. I guess so they don't get copyrighted. Only the P made it in for PlayStation as well. So Nintendo gets like the full name, Xbox gets the full name, PlayStation just doesn't even get the S. It's just you're only getting half your first. That's cold. That could be her name. Could be Ning. Yeah. Actually, that makes a lot more sense being Ning, and Nintendo, Xbox, and then just P for PlayStation. Oh, look what she said. I think it looks better than the PS5. Oh, shots fired. I don't know. I thought this was really cool. I saw this quite some time ago, and Soul sent me this again, and I was like, you know what? I'll show it on stream. Oh, it's even got like an auto eject for the Switch, so you can just pop it out. That's nice. Indeed it is, Talos. Indeed it is. Yeah, I don't like the look of the PS5. For me, the Series X is probably one of the best looking consoles. I don't know what it is. It's just sleek. There was so much they could have done with it and didn't in terms of design, be it for collector's editions or whatnot. But folks, that is going to be it for tonight. I am getting rather tired, so I'm going to call it down. Plus, we've run out of things to talk about today. So I'm going to post my unboxing in a little bit. So do look out for that. We'll be back tomorrow with Silent Hill 2 gameplay, probably about 1 o'clock my time. That's what I'm aiming for anyway. And yeah, that's it. Hope you had a good time on stream today. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I will see you all tomorrow. All right, folks, I am going to be out. Have a good night. Have a blessed evening wherever you are in the world, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace out, folks, and remain legend.